What is the job of the heart? What is the job of the heart apart from the physical function to beating and pumping blood? When I think about everything that has already flowed through my heart, phew, that's so much. My heart was heavy. My heart was hurt so much, wounded, broken. It bled. I felt stitches in my heart, and as if my heart was being ripped out of my chest. I had already lost my heart to men. My heart almost broke. I met people with cold hearts and people who had no heart, and people who had a heart of gold, or whose heart was in the right place. Sometimes I had to take a heart. I also cried from the bottom of my heart, and I confess I hated it from the bottom of my heart. My heart has also leapt for joy, beat hard with excitement up to my neck, could have burst with joy or jumped into the air. There were things that simply delighted my heart or touched it deeply. People called me sweetheart. This warmed my heart. I met people with a big heart. I was heartily happy about something or for someone. I took people into my heart. I let them in to my heart. I was heartily grateful. I'm following my heart, and I laughed with all my heart. The heart does a lot. What the heart doesn't do is think. The heart is there to feel. Now you might say, that's obvious. I come across many people who speak very intelligent, and for a long time I thought they felt what they were saying. For a long time I listened, but often with a bit of anger in my stomach. This is how I experienced it. I tell someone something from my heart. I share my feelings and send out something on a heart level. The other person speaks from the head and gives me strategic tips and sends something at head level. But I have my heart on reception. Then these are two levels, two frequencies that transmit past each other. If the other person's heart doesn't feel what their head is saying, then nothing reaches my heart. It's confusing because it sounds so good, but what the other person says often used to make me angry. It took me many years of training to understand this. In the spiritual scene in particular, I've noticed that many people talk cleverly. They read a lot and know about the psychological connections. They know the brain functions of the individual parts of the brain. What they say sounds clever, but you can't feel that. On the contrary, it distracts me from feeling. I get into my head to follow what they are saying, and what comes out of it? Distraction. That's because they haven't integrated it. We all do that more or less. We use it to place ourselves above something or someone, to create a distance so that it doesn't touch us, that our heart remains protected and we don't have to deal with our own topic. But the heart is not there to create distance in order or to shield itself. It is there to create closeness. This part that creates distance can perhaps also be called the ego. It is the traumatized, split off part that has only survived in this way. In order to survive, our system creates distance from the traumatic experience. All through, this protects us in the moment. It should definitely be transformed afterwards. This space in between, this distance, shields the heart from closeness and therefore further hurt. Unfortunately, this has the exact opposite effect in all relationships. It cannot receive and give love because it's not healed inside. It doesn't allow closeness. I also used to live with this protective shield, heart to heart. We all do this until we have learned to feel with our heart. Feeling is completely different from thinking. The longest path in a person's life is the one from the head to the heart. So let's set off on this path, because perhaps this path is even the meaning of life for some of us. I recently received this message from a heart during a family constellation. I'm not there to be so strong that nothing touches me. I'm there to be touched, to empathize, to let what comes from the outside and what comes from the inside flow through me. Attacks, criticism, aggression, what I see, hear, experience, what comes up inside me, what I experience in my family, in my life. All the painful things, but also the funny, beautiful, and comical things, the sociable things, all the moments of happiness and moments with myself and with the nature. I am a transformer and not there to block and stagnate the flow. I am there to let energies flow through, all energies. And that's how I transform. Imagine a grain mill. You put grains in there and grind them. A process, a transformation takes place, and then you find something else in the drawer at the bottom. Flour. It has changed shape. And you can use the flour for a cake. You can also give it as a gift. As your heart, I transform something from one state to another one. In my life, it shows like this. I experience something funny on the outside, or something funny happens to me. For example, when I work a lot on my computer and cell phone, I've already taken the external mouse and wanted to use it to make a phone call. This is a funny situation on the outside, which creates a joy that makes me laugh and transform this joy. Afterwards, I calm down again and my state has changed. I'm happier. When sadness comes up from within, it hurts. I feel sad, then I cry. That is the transformation, and afterwards, I feel lighter. When I am in a situation that makes me angry, it is an external energy that triggers something inside me, anger or rage. In response to this, I scold or throw the pillow against the wall, or shout or do sport. I do all that later, okay? That's the transformation. Afterwards, I am exhausted, so I am in a different state. With anger, it can be that a wave of sadness comes afterwards. I transform that too. I can cry and feel lighter and clearer afterwards. These are the 3 steps. First, a situation creates increased energy, joy or sadness or anger. Second, then follows the transformation of laughing, crying, or venting. Third, afterwards, I have a higher vibration and relief. That's all. That's the work of the heart. It serves as a transformer. When an emotional part of me, like grains, it's crushed and rubbed through the gears of the mill, it hurts. Often is even a physical pain. The heart contracts. We put our hand on our heart and of sheer pains we press a pillow or blanket to our chest. We go into the embryo position, make ourselves very small like a baby. Let's say that's the negative effect. It's not all light and love, it's pure pain. If you want to reach a different state of being, then you have to go through it. Energy stagnates in the heart when the heart retains these emotions. People become bitter, or perhaps this is one of the reasons why heart disease develops. So far I have not found any other effective form, so I do what works and share with you here. If it's something funny, then we laugh. This contracts the heart and pumps the blood more strongly. It invigorates. I can just see the picture of making popcorn. The corn kernel is heated until it pops and appears in a different shape. And this process is funny. It all starts in childhood. A child who cannot yet speak cries. It comes to an adult with an injury. If it is an emotional injury, we take it in our arms or put our hand on its back, roughly at heart level. They can and should cry and find comfort. If it's funny, it should laugh. If it's sad, it should cry. If it's angry, it should rage. This is absolutely necessary. Because if we teach it to suppress this, then we are suppressing life. So let your heart do this work. It always does the right thing. I can do that. You can do that. Together we are the change. In love and gratitude, now.